Welcome everybody, I'm a music nerd here. So about a couple of weeks ago I made a video about Odd Future and how Tyler and Earl have kind of gone their separate ways and became great on their own. If you haven't checked out that video, it's in the archives. But I did leave out one principal member of Odd Future, and I did this for a reason. I wanted to cover Frank Ocean, but I didn't know if it was right to tie it in with Tyler and Earl and the rest of Odd Future, because I feel Frank's story is completely different and deserves to be covered on its own merit. So that's what I'm doing in this video. I wanted to capture this video in a very different type of subject. It's not about the rise of Frank Ocean or what makes him different from Tyler and Earl, but I wanted to talk about mostly why he's so beloved and why he's had such a devoted fan base over the years, despite only releasing 3 projects: Nostalgia Ultra, Channel Orange, and Blonde. His role in Odd Future was mostly, the hook guy. He would sing the hooks on Tyler and Earl's and all these Odd Future songs. Kind of think of him as like Nate Dogg of the group. And if you're a certain age, you know who Nate Dogg was and his contributions to Death Row Records and West Coast hip hop. But he became the first one to kind of break out of the group, especially when he released Channel Orange, which became a massive commercial and critical success. I asked a lot of my friends about, who are some of their favorite artists. No lie, like about 90% of them say Frank Ocean. I have a very diverse group of friends, so he appeals to a wide variety of people. I even read a GQ interview last year about Brad Pitt, and even he said that he is a huge Frank Ocean fan and is the reason why he became an R&B fan. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons as to why Frank Ocean is so beloved by his fans and why he's one of the most popular artists of our generation. Before we get into that, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button down below if you're a return subscriber, hit the notification bell to be alerted for new content. So number 1, less is more. In today's age of social media, what has been lost the most is a sense of mystery. You can connect with any celebrity through Twitter and Instagram more than ever before. If you want to watch a live stream of Drake eating chicken noodle soup and interact with him on IG Live, asking how the soup tastes, you can do that. Fans are much closer to the artist than ever before, and the artist reciprocates that notion as well. But here's the thing about that. When I see these artists on award shows, it's not as special as it used to be. Back in the day, when Michael Jackson or Britney Spears or U2 were on TV, it was an event. You were dropping whatever you were doing to watch them. Why? Because you didn't know when you were going to see them again. That was the only interaction that you had with them. We looked at these pop stars at a god level, and that's something that we don't have anymore. But I feel like with Frank Ocean, he's kind of brought this approach back. You rarely see him on these social media events. He doesn't tour a lot. I just mentioned that he only released 3 albums over the past 10 years. Frank is very conscious about staying out of the public eye, and I think that's why fans are attached to him. He has that sort of mystique, and the fact that you don't know too much about him works to his advantage. The less he gives the public, the more the fans demand from him. Remember a couple years ago when he was teasing his next album that came out to be Blonde? That was like a 15-month ordeal. How many times did he tease that he was going to release the album? Again, and again, and again. And every single time, his fans waited on bated breath, like somebody dangling a fresh steak over a canine, but then saying, not this time. But when he finally released Blonde, the fans went insane. It was like he landed on Mars. Guys, he did that on purpose, right? But I thought this was genius. These days, people go on social media and they hype up their album, other artists, and say, oh, so-and-so was in the studio. But Frank is like, I don't care, I'm just gonna drop the music when I want to drop the music. Who cares who I'm in the studio with? Who cares about my tweet about when the next single's coming? The man literally said, I'm not on your schedule, I'm on my schedule. Which is a polite way of saying, fuck you, I do whatever the hell I want on my time. Number 2, emotional honesty. The thing that's so special about Frank Ocean's music, and especially his lyricism, is that he's unafraid to be vulnerable, to touch on any emotion. and he often sings from different perspectives. The song Super Rich Kids tells the tale of a younger person who lives a lavish lifestyle but finds themselves to be bored with it, and yet they fill the void with buying meaningless things. The song Pyramids tells the tale of a stripper who tries to make money to support her lover's lavish lifestyle. The song Crack Rock details the struggles of a crack addict, and Frank actually sings in a strained voice reminiscent to what an addict would actually sound like, giving the song a much layered and empathetic view of a drug abuser. But Frank also gets personal about his own life. The reason why I love the song Nights is that it's so dense. I mean, this song talks about failure of relationship, partying out in the town, but it also covers him living in Houston and how he had to deal with Hurricane Katrina. All this packed in a 5-minute song, separated by 2 sonic palettes. The song Thinking About You is very relatable because of his emotional honesty. Frank talks about a past relationship in which he still thinks about and wonders if that ex-lover thinks about him too. It's something that we all have gone through. Well, even though that you've broken up with a person, sometimes you do have those vulnerable moments when you think about them and wish how you could have saved that relationship. These are the things that make Frank very different from most R&B and pop stars. His lyrics provide a level of detail and vivid honesty that many artists don't really touch on. Another thing about Frank is that he provides these high and low culture references that details emotional honesty. He compares a relationship between the Sierra Leone diamond conflict. He compares chasing after a guy that he loves to the scene in Forrest Gump. His willingness to be vulnerable has extended into his personal life outside of the music. When he released an open letter right before Channel Orange was going to drop, it detailed how he fell in love with a man when he was younger. This was something of a watershed moment in R&B and hip-hop, as those genres are known to be macho, male-dominated genres. Here was somebody who was willing to break the mold and to tell the truth about his bisexuality. It was a level of bravery that gained him many dedicated fans, even within the business. Number 3, relatability. Frank Ocean is one of those people that doesn't really seem like a pop star. As much as I am a fan of Beyonce and Adele, let's be honest, can you walk over to them and relate to them? But Frank seems different. He seems like a personable person. He dresses like the type of guy that you would meet at a Frank Ocean concert. He doesn't really care about pop stardom or popularity in general. I mean, look at him at the Met Gala. My man looks fucking miserable. Last year, I went to a Brockhampton concert and I heard a rumor that Frank Ocean was in the audience. Now, I don't know if he was actually there or if somebody made up the story, but something crossed my mind that, yeah, it doesn't seem far-fetched. I could totally see Frank Ocean just randomly going to a Brockhampton concert in the crowd. Although Frank Ocean has a certain swagger and coolness about himself, he never seems like he's above his fans. Now listen, I might be totally wrong, and Frank Ocean might be an asshole in real life, we don't know. But the perception of him is that he is a relatable, personable guy. And as we know in the music world, perception means everything. So that's it. Those are my 3 reasons as to why Frank Ocean is so beloved and so fascinating. But leave a comment below. What do you think? If you're a Frank Ocean fan, why do you love him and his music so much? If you enjoyed this video, please help a music nerd out and hit the like button. Like I said earlier, hit the subscribe button. More content is on the way. I love each and every one of you. Till next time, peace.